During the past 2 years, as the world has seen the COVID-19 pandemic play out, Southeast Asian destinations have been particularly hit hard by the travel restrictions, which only recently are now being eased. This has resulted in a drastic drop in tourism, particularly in destinations such as Bali, the resort destination in Indonesia, which very much is a shell of its former self. Though travel to Bali is permitted, it has been a tough sell to bring back tourists to the island. Following a slow reopening, Bali is now looking to turn around its fortunes as it fully reopens nearly 2 years after the initial outbreak of COVID-19. Bali is one of the few handful of destinations in Southeast Asia that have been looking to lure back tourists, with various initiatives and strategies starting back in the summer of 2021. The efforts for the tourism agencies, stakeholders in Southeast Asia have been challenged due to the surges in COVID-19 cases during the time, which has led to on and off travel restrictions. To counter those challenges, some countries such as Thailand opened certain destinations with eased restrictions different from the normal entry procedures such as Phuket, ongoing sandbox scheme, along with Vietnam opening to an extent Phu Quoc. So this brings up Bali, which only actually reopened for foreign tourism in October of 2021. Being the primary driver of Bali's local economy, global and local travel restrictions imposed resulted in heavy losses for the local economy, which according to some estimates welcomed over 6 million local and foreign tourists prior to 2020. Far from the highs of welcoming many tourists from around the world, during the first 10 months of 2021, the Indonesian Central Statistics Agency reported just 45 tourists visited the resort destination during the year. Looking to revive the local economy of Bali, the Indonesian government reopened travel to Bali for vaccinated travelers from 19 select countries, including Japan, South Korea, India, China, the United Arab Emirates, and France. As part of the reopening scheme, travelers would have to take a direct flight to Bali and would be subject to COVID-19 testing, along with having travel insurance with a coverage of up to $100,000. Local officials and stakeholders, along with the Indonesian government, had hoped that this would lure back tourists to the island, though it was a major problem. There was no international flight services to and from Bali's Ngurah Airport. With no international flights coming in, the initial reopening of Bali for tourism was labeled as a failure by local and foreign media outlets. For the major stakeholders involved in Bali's tourism industry, it was a setback. Though there was a silver lining towards the end of 2021 thanks to domestic tourism, which there are reports that over 3.6 million domestic travelers visited the island destination last year. It's just half of the over 6 million travelers that Bali welcomed in 2019. It definitely was a good start that you may not notice unless you read beyond the headlines. Now well into 2022, there are now more efforts for the reopening of Bali, with a more concerted effort by Indonesian government officials to ease restrictions for entry. As of the recording of this video, this is the month of February 2022, and the quarantine restrictions will still apply, though now the quarantine period has been reduced to a 5-day period, an improvement from the previous 14-day quarantine. Meanwhile, all other travelers, including those who are not vaccinated, will still have to quarantine for at least 7 days. Along with this, there has been some more positive developments as airlines have been gradually resuming international flights to Bali, starting on February 3 with the return of Garuda Indonesia services from Tokyo Narita. Following Garuda's lead, Singapore Airlines announced plans to launch their own flights to Bali starting in mid-February. The resumption of international travel to Bali cannot come soon enough for the stakeholders locally and within the Indonesian government. It definitely is a start, but some are still looking for further easing of restrictions, which still sees the current requirements as a hindrance to lure travelers back. While the quarantine period has been shortened, that may turn off some travelers who may want to skip a quarantine period, the likes of Thailand in mind. This is definitely a start, though I do believe that there will be further easing of restrictions to lure more travelers back to the island destination. I definitely hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Flights in Asia, highlighting the news and updates from the aviation and travel scene in Asia Pacific. For more up-to-date stories and headlines, you may check out the Flights in Asia website at www.flightsinasia.com. Thank you for watching and have a great day.